Have you ever met someone who thought they had something simple but turned out to be seriously sick? This is one of those stories. Hi, I'm NP Lin, a family nurse practitioner. After years in urgent care, there are many patients and moments I will never forget. I would like to share one of those stories with you today. It was a busy afternoon in urgent care when a man in his 40s arrived with his wife. He complained of severe abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. He believed he had caught a stomach bug because several co-workers had similar symptoms. At first, his explanation sounded reasonable. His vital signs wasn't extremely alarming. Temperature was 99, heart rate was 101, blood pressure was 152/95, O2 set was 96%, pain 10 out of 10. But the moment I saw him, something didn't fit. He wasn't sitting in the exam chair. He wasn't lying on the exam table. He was standing, his hands holding his tummy, pacing. You could tell he's very uncomfortable. I needed to examine his abdomen. He couldn't barely tolerate sitting, so I examined him as much as possible while he remained standing. I gently placed my hand on his abdomen. His abdomen felt rigid, hard, like a board. He cried out in pain. I wasn't pressing deeply. The moment I touched him, I was no longer thinking about a routine stomach virus. A rigid abdomen with severe pain raised a serious concern for peritonitis, possible surgical abdomen. I told him he needed the emergency room. He still didn't want to go. He looked at me and said, "Would you please just give me some medication? I think I just have a stomach flu." I explained why I was concerned. Then I turned to his wife and told her, "I'm very concerned. This is much more serious than the stomach flu." Fortunately, they listened and went to the emergency department. It wasn't the stomach flu. Later, I found out he had a ruptured appendix with peritonitis. He needed emergency surgery. This story has stayed with me for years. It reminded me patients don't always know how sick they are. Sometimes they come in convinced that they have one problem when something more serious is happening. That day, it wasn't his vital signs changed my thinking. It was the way how he looked, and also was the physical examination. Some stories stay with you forever. This was one of mine. Thank you for letting me share one of my stories with you. I will see you in the next story.